So it's like, I mean, in the last, it's kind of, I talk, like,
Well, you're like literally the living, example of once your needs are met, that money doesn't buy more happiness.
correct. Yeah. And I know this. Yeah. I mean, okay. So I think part of why I am this way is actually, I think, because of my unique experience with like getting into the industry, the way that things panned out for me the first couple years I was in the industry, and then the fact that I also then retired uh and went back to living like a civilian life for several years after I'd already like gotten famous. And so initially part of it was like when I first started in 2012, I was at the, and I don't want to get fully into detail. A lot of my fans who will watch this will already know a lot of the backstory, but essentially when I started, and I at the time was married to a man who was about twice my age, who was in many ways like emotionally like manipulative and abusive. Um there wasn't financial abuse, to be clear. Like it's like
He wasn't a suitcase pimp,
he was
thankfully.
not a suitcase pimp. Yeah, he wasn't like taking my money and hiding it or anything. But and we did eventually, when I retired from temporarily in 2015, like I divorced him, we split up the assets, we split up the bank account, whatever. I got a bunch of my money back. And then I left and I moved across the country, and I've never seen him again since then. But that being said, like when we were together, when I was new to the industry, when I started making pretty good money early on in my career, which I would say good money in 2012 is nothing compared to like good money now for like someone on OnlyFans. It's like when I say good money, I mean like I think my first tax filing or something was like I barely made over 100K that whole year.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm supporting 2 people on that. So
when you were just doing studio work, like when anyone was
only studio checks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's like before taxes.
Right.
So it's like good money, but it's not like
It's
not
upper
getting rich money.
It's upper middle class money.
Yeah. And like I didn't like he was managing it. Like he filed the taxes and everything because I honestly I was so young. I was like 24 and I didn't really know how to do those things meaningfully. And so he did that. So it's like I essentially, because I wasn't daily thinking about income and expenditures, and like when I needed to buy things for shoots, like I needed new wardrobe for shoots, I would go to Ross Dress for Less and spend like maybe $75 on several new outfits, and that was it. Like I really like didn't exploit the fact that I was making that much money at that time. Which like, yeah, I knew a lot of girls at the same time who like were doing just as well as I was in their first like 2 years, and they would immediately go out and buy like every new Louis Vuitton bag.
Oh yeah, or some insane Mercedes.
Yeah. I didn't buy a new car. I didn't do shit. Like I did nothing with all that money. And part of it, it's like it's kind of a weird thing to talk about now because I'm like, well, part of it was because I was married to this guy who was emotionally manipulative and controlling, and I also understood that that wouldn't like impact financial decisions. So part of it was that like I probably, if I were single, would have probably spent a lot of that money. But because I was like, oh no, I don't want him to like ask me what I'm doing and judge me. Which bad, because manipulation bad, but also in some ways
the end result was good.
The end result kind of, yeah, the end didn't necessarily justify the means, but also in that one slim regard, I'm not terribly mad about that having been the outcome.
No, for sure. Like I roadied for girls in like 20 around the same time that were making deep into six figures, like 300, 400K, and to this day don't have shit to show for it. Have nothing to show for it.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of people because I bought a house in Kentucky in 2021, and I talked about it, and once a couple other people in the industry started finding out, I got multiple people, like veterans of the industry, decades old, like veterans, messaging me going, wait, how did you buy a house? Like what?
Well, it's Kentucky. They're free. Like they're like, please move to our state.
It was, I was like, because I could afford it. It's Kentucky. But also they weren't even asking based on that. They like had more than enough money to buy a house in LA. They were like, how did you how did you how did you do the paperwork? Like, how did you actually get approved to buy a house? Because my shit's not in order. Like, they haven't paid taxes in years.
Well, I
Like,
know.
you know?
It's crazy to me. Like,
Yeah.
this industry's crazy to me. I literally was at a party a couple of years back, and I'm like, a well-established performer was like, "Yeah, I just handed the IRS a check for $1 million."
That's insane.
Like, I was so back. I just cut them a check for $1 million. I'm like,
That's terrifying. Yeah,
yeah.
that's nuts.
That's just like walked into the IRS office, broke out their checkbook, like, here's $1 million and what I owe you. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
because there's no porno 101.
Nope.
And so many people get into this industry so young that, and it's not like our public school systems are teaching people how to balance a checkbook or pay taxes.
Which is crazy. But also it's crazy, but I'm also like, it's very much by design. Like, you can't be exploited by capitalism as efficiently if you understand how things work. Like, we definitely can't be teaching high schoolers about how to like compare credit card offers and choose one that's less shit for you.
You should be able
How to live without even having to take on debt.
You should still teach them how to pay their taxes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, ideally, we could just abandon this whole IRS Intuit like payola scheme that's going on, because that's also
It is, but as someone who's self-employed and like owns an LLC, I love that shit because I write off so much shit.
well, I mean, but you still could. Like, I just mean in the sense that like Intuit pays off the IRS to be the only viable like way to file taxes.
Well, I know.
You know,
the,
for like the average person.
Actively suppressed, the free fucking.
I don't think it would change much for business owners, because if you're a business owner, like I'm an S corp, so it's like I'm always gonna have a different filing process anyway. But like for the average wage worker who's on like a W-2, it's like it's insane that the government already has the details of how much money you made, and yet they make you fucking file a thing to tell them how much money you made, just so they can compare the numbers and go, okay, you didn't lie. Here's your refund, you piece. Like, and then you, in the process of doing that, Intuit made like $80 or whatever.
And they're like, thank you for.
Yeah, it's just gross. Every other like world superpower capitalist economy country has a more efficient system than we do.
Yeah, and a lot of things like trains, healthcare.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, you could say that about just about anything you could point a finger at, is like any other country comparable to America has a better version of it, because we just can't stop.
Oh, I don't know if you've ever heard me say this, but like America's the number one marketed country on the planet.
Yeah, we just can't stop sucking like corrupt dick.
Well, yeah, we market ourselves insanely well. Like, we're the number one marketed country.
Yeah.
Like, America being number one is just like because we market ourselves well. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, the propaganda says we're number one.
Mm-hmm.
The first time sorry audience, I'm going to say the words Japan. The first time I talk about Tokyo too much, but the first time I went to
Japan,
the first time I went to Tokyo, I'm like, holy, I don't even speak the language. It is easier to get around on the Tokyo subway system than it is the New York subway system.
Ugh. I've never been. I want to go so bad.
You should go. The yen's very depressed versus the dollar right now.
I didn't know that. That's surprising, actually.
Well, it might not be as depressed as last time I was there. When I was there in late 22.
Yeah, I said the dollar's got to be worse now.
It's not as depressed, but like when I was there in late 22, like I literally went out one night for conveyor belt sushi, like pigged out. Had a couple drinks and it was like 35 US when I fucking laughed. I was just like,
that's pretty amazing. Yeah.
This is yay.
Yeah. Well, I think also they just are better like at running in a more balanced economy, which like things, that's a big sign, is like how affordable are everyday things and necessities.
Well,
in America, they're pretty fucking bad. Like, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, but the first time I went to Tokyo in 2013, 2014, things were LA prices.
Okay, yeah.
Like, their just economy was just in kind of a downward spiral. Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. It's I don't know necessarily that like they're managing it better. It's just like, oh hey, the exchange rate's better right now.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad at abusing because like I went there right after they reopened to Western tourists with visa free. And with the exchange rate, I was out at some bars where they're like I was paying 97 cents for highballs at one point.
I just kicked my camera. I just kicked it so hard.
It was like 97 cents for a drink.
Oh wow.
It's like
97 cents. I'm gonna knock over the camera.
97 cents. Jim Beams and sodas. Like
that's like I haven't seen a price like that since I went to my local dive bar in college in 2007.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely insane. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit this bar and get some sushi before like I go hit the real bar I went to. Oh, they're running a special for like 100 yen highballs. I'm like, yeah, with the exchange rate, like, I'm paying under $1 a drink.
That's insane.
It was great. It was a great trip. I was there by myself and just like street photography, got 2 podcasts done, and
nice. I gotta go. I gotta check it out.